Hello everybody. Welcome to our little tarot corner. I'm Allie and I have a very exciting video for you today. So, if you have been on my channel since the beginning or if you scrolled back and watched my earlier videos, first of all, I'm sorry. But second of all, my second video ever was an interview with the creator, Rachel Rosenkoetter, who created the Rainbow Heart Tarot. It has been a favorite of mine in my collection ever since, and she so kindly sent me a copy of the new 5th edition, which, first of all, is amazing. I'm so glad that the deck has had as much success as it has. That is without a doubt. I knew that it would, but also it's so exciting and so incredible. And I just would love to share the new deck with you. So, as you can see, I've got the 1st edition box here and the 5th edition box here. And I did have the decks, but I think I will actually put those aside for a second. So little differences on the box. The fronts are the same. The actual box itself for the 5th edition is a little bit taller. There's a little bit difference in cardstock, which we'll go over in a second. The bottom of the box, it stated just 2020, and it didn't say 1st edition or anything like that, but the 5th edition does, and the copyright and the year is a little bit smaller. I believe that the sides were both the same. Yeah. And the top, hand-painted with love in Portland, Oregon. Now, the back is essentially the same. It's just a little bit different in some of the card artwork. So we have the Judgment, the Ten of Cups, and the Fool on top of both. And then we have the Seven of Cups on the 1st edition box versus the Five of Wands on the 5th edition. And then we have the Ace of Cups and Death. So really this card was the only one that got traded out, I guess. So those are the boxes, and just a little bit more information on the bottom there. They both came with guidebooks. That's another little update. So the 1st edition came with a little black and white book. Nothing wrong with it. Little glossy cardstock. And it kind of just launched into introductions, acknowledgments, and then just launched into the cards, black and white. And then that was essentially it. So very friendly, very easy to manage little pamphlet. The 5th edition is essentially the same, except it is now in color with the same information in the front. And then now the color images, or the images are in color on the inside. And I'm sure, yep, it's just the card information, which again is perfectly wonderful. And you can see the artwork changed just a little bit in the guidebook. Gosh, sorry, I keep getting off center here. So anyway, those are the difference in the guidebooks and the boxes. But now, let's get to the real exciting part, the deck itself. So this is my 1st edition. It is completely battered and bruised and warped 5 ways to Sunday, and the edges are really, really worn. I have loved this deck very, very well since I've had it in my collection. See, even there you can tell it's just doing this funky little weird warp. That's because I've just loved her. And then the 5th edition will be right here. So as far as artwork on the back, it is the same. The new version is a little more matte. You can tell there by my little ring light. And it's also a little bit thicker in the 5th edition. And the very exciting thing about the 5th edition is that it's got this beautiful psychedelic purple gilding, which I think just fits incredibly with the theme of the deck. I know for the mini edition I have, it has some holographic edging, which is equally delicious, but for the 5th edition, this bright purple is incredible. So, I'm loving all the changes so far, but I figured we would go through card by card and see which cards have changed. So, our Fools are the same. I've always loved that it's like a little portal on fire here that the Fool steps through. It's so great. Our Magician is still the same, with the white rose, or the red roses and the white lilies. The Wand, I like that we have some dice on the table here. Our Priestess is the same. It looks like the coloration is just a little bit different, but it's like color corrections, kind of, not just completely changing much about it, honestly. Then we have our Empress. Love this card. Love this card. And our Emperor is still wonderful. Our first change. Okay, so for our original Hierophant, we have this figure here on the left with the gray beard and the very traditional headdress with the staff and the crossed keys in front. And in the new edition, first of all, hello pink hair and hello stars. That's fantastic. I love the pink beard. And then he's holding a smaller little object in his hand there instead of the larger staff. And we see the keys on his lap, but he's in more of a yoga pose, which is really, really cool. I like this change a lot. But you'll see also it kind of looks like the first Emperor. The expression on the face has changed a little bit. It looks like the first one maybe was a little bit in his mind, you know, thinking about all the things, and this new one just kind of comes with more relaxation on his face, I think. So I love that change. It's such a good change. Love this card. Our lovers are still the same. Again, I don't know how easy it is to tell on camera, but you really can see the slightest difference in the green in the wings there. In this newer version, it's a little bit lighter and brighter, whereas it was a little bit darker before, so just, you know, some slight color corrections that make the art stand out that much more. Love it. Our Chariot, still the same. I love that we have different expressions on the horses. Love it so much. Honestly, there could have been no changes to this deck and I would have been perfectly happy, but it is fun seeing what is different. Ooh, okay, so from the Strength card, we kind of go from night to day here until our sky color is obviously different. It's nighttime versus day. I love that, but we've still got the Lion. Our Hermit didn't really change, but still such a great card. The Wheel, still nice and bright, full of color. All the signs of the zodiac on the wheel. The kind of theater masks in the middle with the Sphinx holding... Is that a Sphinx? I think it's a Sphinx. Holding the wheel. Perfect. I love, too, the font on the deck. I'm glad that didn't change. It's nice to have it so big and legible, but it's not obtrusive either. It's functional. Perfect. Our Justice looks like it has remained the same. It's a little bit harder on camera with these darker skin tones, but there are visible facial features. They're a little bit easier to see in person, but I love the representation that we have in this deck of age and ethnicity. I think it's fantastic. Okay, here's the next change that we have the Hanged One. We kind of went from a gray gradient to a pink back. I love that. Kind of brightens the card up. But we still have our central figure there and the butterflies and the cocoons up top. Love it. Ah, the Death card. This is the one card that I really, really, really did not want to change. I think it's just perfect, and obviously Rachel agreed, so, you know. Love that. Then we have our Temperance card. Looks like that stayed the same. Equally as lovely. Our Devil also didn't change. Again, maybe some minor color corrections, color brightenings, but nothing different art-wise there. Our Tower is the same still. I love it. It's interesting that there's no people in this tower, but I don't mind it. I think it's great. You're still conveying that upheaval. Then we have our Star, which didn't change. I love that she's got this bright golden hair that matches the stars. It's so stunning. Such a peaceful card. We have the Moon. Need I say more? I love the feminine energy and the lunar cycles that Rachel has tied into this card. I think it is incredible. And again, it would have been one of those cards that if I was asked, I would have been like, do not change anything about that card. But I could basically say that about this whole deck, honestly. You know, again, it could have stayed the exact same and I'd be so happy. But new artwork is fun too. Here we have our Sun. Again, little color corrections, but same artwork. We have our Judgment. I've always loved this big radiating sun from the mountains in the background. So cool. And then our world is still beautifully the same with this rainbow Ouroboros and all the magic elements in the background. Whoop. Keep getting out of frame. So sorry, gosh. I'm not a professional tuber, guys. It's okay. Okay, and then we get into our wands here. Our Ace of Wands is still the same. Love it, love it. Our Two of Wands, we have quite a bit of change actually. So instead of on a balcony, we just see this figure in the forefront kind of looking out over the horizon. It looks like, I mean, it's a completely different figure altogether, and these wands are really on fire in the new version. The pink sky and this very crabby looking sun. In this beautiful pink sky, and I love the witchy hat. That's just great. It feels more like a card of manifestation and kind of, you know, making your moves that way. So I love the energy that's changed a little bit in that card. You know, the long gray hair and the beard. You know, you get a sense of wisdom there, like wisdom in the planning and thinking ahead. Love that card. Our Three of Wands did not change. Yay for the pink dolphins and the yellow sky. Yes, please. Our Four of Wands also did not change. Thank goodness. I mean, look how cute these figures are. They're all happy. And I really like that they're naked in this card just because it brings that nature of authenticity to it. Like you're not afraid to just be yourself and be celebrating and be seen for who you completely are and being surrounded by the people that embrace you as such. I think that's really powerful. And we have our Five of Wands, and it looks like we have some changed artwork here. I love that this is like a bearskin rug of a tiger with the wands on it. I do like the original, how it was, you know, 5 different hands here that are kind of in the fire, and I liked that the big cats were different. But this brings something new to the table, and I really kind of like it. I love the contrast of the green and the orange and the purple. That's really nice to have the green in the new one. And look, he's so happy. Yeah, I love this deck so much. I'm so excited for this version. Okay, then we have our Six of Wands. Looks like it stayed the same. Our Seven, just a minor background change here. We went from more pink to a more purple blue kind of background, but still that gorgeous red phoenix rising from that fire. Love it. Here's one change that I absolutely love in the mini version of the deck, which of course I have, is that the Eight of Wands has gone from these flaming spears to these funky retro spaceships coming in amongst the stars and the planets. And I think that's fantastic. I mean, look how funky and fun that is. That's so cool. It just brings something different to the table, you know, and they're all different colors. Kind of brings a little bit of Rachel's funk to that card. I love it. We have our Nine of Wands, which stayed the same. And our 10. I still love this card too. You know, even big, strong figures, you know, it can be too much. Nobody is immune. And then for our Page of Wands, we've made a change here. It looks like we've gone from this figure in the desert to a pole dancer, which I am here for. A little bit of an update, you know, 2024, absolutely. She looks very slick and very confident and very much a Page of Wands, going after what she wants and just diving in. Really I like both cards, honestly. I'm gonna say that the whole way through, by the way. Any changes are remarkable, but I love both. Here we have our Knight of Wands. I guess maybe I'm not a good reviewer of this deck just because I'm so in love with it already that she can do no wrong. And this card, our beautiful Queen of Wands, my favorite card in the deck, my significator, and I do believe, if not it certainly makes me feel like it is Rachel herself with her little lion scarf tie and the sunflower and the serpent and the rainbow, just everything. Absolutely everything. And then we have our king. Still majestic as ever. Love him. Now we're in our cups. So we have our Ace of Cups here. Gorgeous. I I mean, just look at it. You know, need I say more? No, I don't. And then we have our 2 here. I'm glad that this one didn't change either. I really love the symbolism of the flaming hearts inside the figures. I think that's really, really beautiful. We have the sun and the moon and all the flowers. And I like that the goblets, one is silver and one is gold. It just kind of lends itself to that balance between the two. Really, really enjoy that. Then we have our 3 of Cups, which again, all about authenticity and being surrounded by your people, by the ones who love you, by your tribe, by your coven. Love that. Then we have our sad little 4. Hello, Allie, get it together. There we go. Our little 4 of Cups here. I love that the tree is orange. Makes me kind of feel like fall time. Love that. And then our 5. Again, this one has only changed ever so slightly just with the color of the sky in the background. You can see that that was changed a little bit brighter there. But overall, same artwork there. Our 6 of Cups. So we still have the same idea of plants blooming and blossoming, each being different. But then the figures themselves are removed and we just get the hands. So kind of a partial departure from the artwork. But I love it. It's such a perfect little image for the 6 of Cups. And then our 7 is still as adorable as ever. And our 8, still got our figure in our bright red cloak walking away. The red cloak has been turned down just a little in the new version. It's a little bit less bright, but overall same card imagery. Our 9 of Cups. Ooh, I like in the new version how she's kind of gone from a realistic quote-unquote skin tone to a purple skin tone. I think that's so cool, and it just lends itself a little bit more to the magic effect of the genie imagery that we see here. So super cute. And then our 10 of Cups. Same, nice and bright and funky, happy. Of course, maybe a little bit brighter of the sky, but same artwork. Then we have our Page of Cups, which is a little bit different. So we have the same central figure, the same goblet with the dolphins coming out, and the same tulips, but we have color swap. It's almost like a negative of the other. But I like it. I like the new colors. I mean, both are incredible, but how fun. And with the purple lipstick on this one, love it. This always reminds me of John Leguizamo in To Wong Fu. Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. Long title, great movie if you haven't seen it. It's got Patrick Swayze and John Leguizamo and Wesley Snipes? Don't quote me on that. I haven't seen it in a long time, I believe. But they're all drag queens, and it is a fantastic movie. But that card always makes me think of John Leguizamo's character in that movie, and I love it for that. Chi-Chi. Okay, here we have our Knight of Cups. Again, little different coloring, just with the sky, but same artwork. Love it. Our beautiful Queen is still the same. Love her. She looks so cozy. And then our cute little king. I'm obsessed with the fact that in this card you have an anatomical heart. Everything about that, just, yes. Absolutely. All right, and then we're in our sword suit. So our Ace of Swords didn't change here. I do love the call to the white and the War of the Roses with the red roses and the white roses here. I think that's really, really clever for partial imagery for the Ace of Swords. And then our Two of Swords. Again, I'm just repeating myself, but just a little bit of minor color change. We have our 3 that didn't change. We've got the 3 swords and the heart and the iris up top. Always love this imagery. Then we have our sweet 4 of Swords. Ooh. With our little knight and their little pink tint. Whether that's a mental tint or a real one, you be the judge. Could be either one, depending on how you choose to look at it, I suppose. And then our Five of Swords. I've always found this like bright yellow sky to be so delicious when mirrored with like the black water. I always thought that that was a really cool artistic choice done by Rachel. But they're all just shattered, so what good are they, you know? It's great imagery for the Five of Swords. Then we have the Six. Again, for this 5th edition, we're going from a more green, kind of bright, vibrant over here to more cool purples and blues. But they're equally as stunning. We still have the figure in the boat rowing away from us out into smoother waters. Divine. We have our 7 with our big serpent. Adore this card. We have our 8, which has always made me so sad. But, you know, it's the 8 of Swords. You're not trapped. You just think you are. Get up. We have our 9. Classic kind of interpretation with the figure in bed, kind of being awoken by nightmares. And then the 10. Another card that I really love the imagery of. I think it's very striking how the figure is kind of half black, half white, and then you have this bright red blood, and the faintest line of yellow kind of sunset or sunrise underneath all those gray clouds, just that faintest hint that things could be looking up. I've always thought that this was a really, really powerful 10 of Swords. Just that little tiny bit of hope. If you can just have that little tiny piece. We have our Page. Love her. Glad we didn't change her. We have our Knight on our flying horse or Pegasus. Super powerful, all the clouds moving in that fast motion that we associate with the Knight. So good. Our Queen is kind of another card that kind of makes me think, like, this reminds me of Rachel. Whether or not that's intentional, I don't know. But I love how she's got the owl on her shoulder. She's got the flaming heart on her. It kind of puts a little bit more of that emotion back into the Queen of Swords. You know, just because she's rational doesn't mean she's not emotional. She's just able to override one with the other, you know. So she's still in touch with those things, but she's just going to stand firm in what she believes in. And that's, you know, period. You can't really change her mind, but, you know, she's still got a heart. And then we have our little cutie King of Swords. I love it. Okay, and then our final suit here. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. I love that it's a pomegranate. I think that's just everything. Didn't really change. The skin tone might be a tad bit different on the 5th edition, but incredible. Then we have the 2 of Pentacles. This one is a little bit different. You can see the first version was more blue sky with orange clouds. Now we're kind of more of a pink and purple vibe, but still that Ouroboros with the 2 yin-yangs. I started to say yang and then at the same time yang, so it came out yang. I don't know. Who knows? And then we have our little 3 of Pentacles. Perfect little representation here with the beehive. Love it. We have our cute little 4. And then our super sad, heartbreaking little 5 of Pentacles. And then the 6 with the giving and the receiving of the gems and the scales. Really like that. 7 of Pentacles. This card is everything. I love that the coins are representative of the chakras. I love that she is pregnant because she is expecting something new, right? She's waiting on that literal growth. She's transforming from her, you know, pre-pregnancy role to mother. So you see that kind of movement, progression forward, but it takes time. So I love to see those tied in there. That's pretty great. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles, which I have always thought was really, really clever and fun. We have this mask creator that's got all these beautiful and intricate masks that they've made. And they're holding the unicorn one. I think that is so rad. And it's even got teeth. Okay, that's super cool. I love this 8 of Pentacles. And then we have our 9. Lovely, beautiful Beautiful figure here with the peacock or the lovely bird in the garden. Looks pretty similar, but I'm not mad. And then we have our 10 of Pentacles. I love here how we've got reference to the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, but we're looking out into the distance over this domain, almost as if, you know, we are in another part of the castle or another part of the kingdom looking over the landscape, if, you know, as if we were a member of that royal family, like, look at all we have, you know? Like in Lion King, everything the light touches is our kingdom, you know? Pretty great. And then we have our sweet little page that stayed the same. And our little knight. Oh, I love these colors. Ooh. Okay, so our queen is a little bit different. Ooh, come back here. In the first edition, we have this figure, and she's holding crystals. In this one, we have changed it to a character of different ethnicity, and she's got what looks like, yeah, it's like a little cake with some fruits on it. I can see both versions why they're perfect, because in the first edition, you know, you have the crystals with the suit of earth, and it just makes sense, and it's a complete vibe. And in this one, we're kind of more connecting with the nurturing role, the caretaker, the mother that we kind of associate with the Queen of Pentacles. So I really like that too. And then our final card, our Benevolent King of Pentacles. So this card also stayed the same, because why wouldn't he? He's perfect as he is. Classic imagery here with the bull on the throne, kind of overlooking his kingdom, and he's got the grapes in the hand. I love it. So that, my friends, is a new look at the new 5th edition of the Rainbow Heart Tarot. So let's kind of compare here. I'll just kind of show you the difference in the thickness of the two. I'm gonna get down with the thickness, as they say. I don't know who they is, and I don't even know that they say it, but this is my video, dang it. Okay, so I'll kind of hold them pretty close to each other. You can see the new 5th edition is a little bit thicker because of the cardstock. Like I said, it's a little bit thicker on this edition, and that beautiful purple gilding. Let's see how it shuffles, because I have not shuffled yet. Let's zoom out just a little bit so that we're not just... Let me actually kind of pull this down a little bit. Let's see how it shuffles. Oh yeah. So it's got that beautiful cardstock that does the slippy sound, which is so delicious. Let's pull a couple cards to see. Actually, let's see if this edition riffles well at all. Oh yeah. Yep. Perfect. Perfect shuffle. I am so grateful to Rachel for sending me this deck. I will love it just as much as I do my first edition and my mini edition. But this version really is something special with all of the different artwork, and I think all the upgrades and choices that were made were incredible and very well thought out, and just overall, it's still the same delicious deck down under, but with some really cool upgrades. So yeah, to say I'm thrilled would be an understatement, honestly. Okay, let's go for this one. All right, we've got our 7 of Wands. Let's get into the guidebook real quick and just take a look at the write-up that Rachel's got. Okay, so the 7 of Wands. I'll show you this while I look at the book. It says, perseverance, integrity, transcending obstacles in your path, being prepared to fight and struggle for what you believe in, trusting in yourself, rising from the ashes, fight or flight, self-truth, courage in the face of adversity. I mean, perfect little write-up for the 7 of Wands. It's not too lengthy to be a novel if you want to be able to use the deck, but also it really gives you a good, well-rounded sense of how to interpret the card. So overall, perfect. Oop. So we had the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords jump out. Maybe for this week, it's a good idea to kind of examine the decisions that we're making and examine how we're making them. Are you making them out of impulse, or are you making them with rational thought? What is your thought pattern? Maybe pay attention to that this week and how you go about making your decisions. Maybe don't just fly off the handle and jump in feet first. Maybe mull it around in the mind a little bit first, you know? But anyway, yeah, as I said, that is a look at the new 5th edition of the Rainbow Heart Tarot by the ever so wonderful Rachel Rosenkoetter, who, again, Rachel, thank you so much for sending me this deck. I am so privileged and grateful to have maintained a friendship with you all these years, and I'm so excited that you have this new edition. I think it is wonderful, and I think everybody deserves to look at this because it's beautiful and it's incredible. So, thank you again, and thank you all for spending time with me. I hope you have a great week this week, and until next time, bye!